Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Lovely day. Very lovely day. An absolute rip your freaking face off day in this market, no doubt about it. For my lions out here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, look, this is my post-market wrap-up on this Monday, August 8th. 2020. So a nice rally here on Wall Street. The Dow finished up about 360 points. The S&P 500 put on like a 0.28% gain. The Nasdaq finished in the negative slightly. I mean, look, the Nasdaq did record high. Would you expect it to continue? Really, it needs to pull back. This entire market needs to pull back. But we got kind of a 1-2 punch today, which helped push at least the blue chips, higher blue chips, meaning Dow components or Dow stocks, Dow companies higher. But let's talk about that for a second before I move forward. Over the weekend, I explained to you that President Trump's executive action would be positive for the market, and it was. Should be no secret. But the reason why the blue chip stocks took off today, and I posted a link to what I'm about to tell you, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all my social networks, and the chat room on my website, traderschoice.net. The Federal Reserve is buying corporate debt hand over fist, like it's going out of style. So again, what is this? What is the Fed doing here? We understand there is a very twisted merger between the corporate agenda and the new American government. The Federal Reserve is financing the entire thing. That's what they're doing. That's what the Fed always does. The Fed finances wars all over the world using American dollars. So now they're financing this merger of corporate America and the new world order government that we currently have. And this is going to get a lot worse. I'll talk about that too. So the Federal Reserve is buying corporate debt, blue chip corporate debt, as if they need the money. I want you to think about it. We're talking about companies here, the Dow 30, the blue chips. These are the biggest corporations on the planet. Nothing comes close. That's why they are in the Dow 30. And the Federal Reserve is in here buying all their debt. Imagine my shock. Wait, hold on a second. I can't get it right. I just, really. So again, what does this tell you? The merger again between the corporate agenda, new American, new world order government is getting more solid every single day. And again, we heard from our lovely friend Steve Mnuchin today. Do you know Steve Mnuchin has a fan club? I'm not kidding you. Steve Mnuchin has a fan base. I find this revolting. If any person on the planet Earth does not deserve to have a fan base, it would be Steve Mnuchin. But go check my Twitter. You'll see that his fans over there kind of get very upset when I call Steve Mnuchin out, because the man is a creature. He's a troll. He is directly involved in propelling the Federal Reserve beyond the top of the pyramid, the end. Ex-Goldman Sachs, does it give you a clue here? I mean, really, I can't believe Steve Mnuchin has a fan base. But he does, and his fans are after Greg Mannarino, believe it or not. So again, Federal Reserve buying corporate debt here, blue chip debt, like it's going out of style. And I find that, again, just... it's criminal. It's a crime in progress. I think you would have to agree with that. But look this up for yourself if you don't believe me. But I think I'm a relatively trustworthy guy. So let's talk about a few other things that are going on here. Silver, boom, taking off. Cryptocurrencies catching a bid. Gold put on a gain too, nothing too dramatic. Crude oil got bid higher today in the 10-year yield. Did you see the 10-year yield? I told you yesterday in my Markets a Look Ahead video to watch the 10-year yield. It skyrocketed. Well, it jumped to 0.58. I mean, that's a big move here. It's a sigh of relief. after what President Trump did, the executive order to, help the American people out a little bit in the middle of this again. But what does it mean, really? Where is he getting the cash from? Do we have it? Does he have it in his back pocket? No. He's got to go right to the Federal Reserve, beg, and then, of course, the Fed will be more than happy to, lend all they can, because that's their end game, to become the lender and buyer of last resort. So, look, they have a stranglehold on everything right now, and there is not one organization on the planet that is more powerful than the Fed. The Fed is a curse upon this earth. I don't know another way to put it. They really are, and they are finishing their final solution to own it all. Now they're buying blue chip stock companies, debt, like I said, blue chips, multi-billion-dollar companies with cash reserves that you cannot believe, but the Fed has to buy their debt. I don't know. How do you feel about this? 50% of American small businesses are now gone forever. 51 million people out of work. But they got to get in here and buy that blue chip debt. No surprise to you. I explained to you forever now that the Fed is going to buy it all. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're not just buying the debt market, people. They are buying corporate debt. I mean, this is no secret that we knew. It was announced that they're buying corporate debt. But the fact that they're buying blue chip debt, that bothers me to a little higher degree. Okay, the 30 largest companies on the planet, you got to buy their debt? Really? Okay. So understand the mechanism here. It's pretty simple. It's all about debt. We are in some kind of a... And I've covered this before, but it's really gone way, way beyond anything. I think even in my own imagination, and my imagination is pretty freaking vivid. But the Federal Reserve is now on a debt expansion cycle that there is nothing in this world or off the world to compare it to at this point. Whatever is happening now makes what happened under Obama and the TARP program, and we're doing the equivalent of the TARP program every day. So there's no, this is out there. I don't even know what is going on. And what do we got? We got congressmen, congresswomen calling for more debt. The Fed's not doing enough. Negative rates, lower rates, weaker dollar. This is an attack, an all-out assault. It's a frontal assault. All right. On the American people on a grand scale that is so big, it's hard to get your head around. It really is. But you can expect this to get monumentally worse. Monumentally worse. Now look, bear with me on this, okay? This is from a market standpoint, so I don't want anyone triggered, because I know that's what's going to happen here. Read the comments. You're going to hear from the triggered people out there. They can't handle it. I'm talking from a market standpoint here. All right. This is how I believe this market is going to play out if certain things fall into place. Let me explain this to you. Right now, in fact, I just put this out on all my social networks, and I even posted it in my 100% free newsletter, for which, if you are not subscribed to, you are missing out in a huge way. There is a link down here in the description of the video. From now, right now, until the election, which is pretty soon, I will not be entering any what I would call large positions. Large is relative, okay? I happen to have a relatively fat bankroll. So what large is to you, I would suggest this. I'm going to play this market right up until the election and after, and there's no doubt about it. But be cautious here. All right, we heard from, let's see, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, big market correction coming. You remember, what was that, a couple of weeks back? Guess what? It didn't happen. We just got record high after record high. Okay, again, these mega Wall Street banks, they're not so smart. And me personally, and all my lions know this is true, I have outperformed virtually every single, me and my lions, Wall Street hedge funds this year. I mean, we're killing it to the point of where it's almost incredible. It's the truth. And again, all free for you. Where? In Greg's newsletter, right down here. So let's say, hypothetically, okay, don't get triggered. Don't get triggered. Let's say, hypothetically, if Biden wins, all right, how will the market react initially? It will fall. followed by the biggest rally you have ever seen in the history of the markets. That's how it's going to play out, because understand, we got easy money coming at us from every angle. Under a Biden presidency, whatever you're seeing now, expect this to grow exponentially. This is why I told you, Wall Street wants Biden right now. And unless something changes, that's probably the way it's going to go. Believe me, I know that I said Trump had a lock on this, but he has failed in one major thing. That is getting us a deal with China. Wall Street was counting on a real deal with China. We got nothing. And I don't believe he's going to put, all we got is a Cold War. And the market doesn't like that. So under a Biden presidency, Wall Street believes that there would be a deal with China. And Wall Street also believes that, I can't even mouth this. I can't mouth it. But massive amounts of debt will be piled on top of what we have already. And what will this do? This will vault gold and silver into and beyond Pluto, which used to be a planet, or it is again, I don't even know. You're going to see stocks rip higher like you have no idea. You know, all the play out there, and there's a lot of, Trump is telling you that the market's going to drop and your 401k plan. It's a scare tactic. The market, I'm a market guy. The president is not. He's coming out and said, he's admitted he's a real estate guy. And just look at my track record. I'm telling you how this is going to play out. You don't want to believe me? That's fine. You will be on the losing end. I guarantee it. But the market is going to rip higher under a Biden presidency, would rip higher under a Biden presidency. Gold, silver, cryptocurrencies will explode. What do we got? Almost 12,000 on Bitcoin. I don't know. 30,000 on Bitcoin. Under a Biden presidency. That's where it's going to go. The market is driven by debt. It's not driven by whoever believes that they're running the world. And Biden will promise this market everything it can possibly want. Easy money on an epic scale. Does that mean that the people are going to be doing great? Oh, absolutely not. You'll probably get taxed to death. And things are not going to be so rosy. I can promise you that. But Wall Street runs the show. The banks run the show. And in case you haven't noticed, you know, this is a culling here. The American people, the average guy out there, the average girl out there, you are doomed. You're absolutely done. You've been done right now for pretty much for a really long time. It's not going to stop. Feudal system is upon us here. There is no middle class anymore. So you can just see where it's going to go. There's no doubt about it. But debt is the driving factor here, with the Federal Reserve in full control. They are driving big time as they acquire assets, as they buy corporate debt, as they finish the merger of the corporate agenda and the new American government. Old world America, gone, distant memory, no way to get back to it now. And you know who's really responsible for it? We are. We let it happen. We let this happen in a sick, twisted way. And they played everybody by keeping you polarized. You know, the Democrat freaks hating the Republican retards on the other side here, you know, keeping you polarized so they can play with your mind. It's a psyop. You understand? If you hate, you can't think straight, and they can do anything that they want to do. It's all a mind screw on an epic scale, and we've all been screwed. All right, look, pretty long video. I think it's important. Please share the video. And like I said, look, this is from a market standpoint. This guy right here. You see me? Look, watch. I want you to get a good look at me. I don't give a damn who sits behind the Resolute desk or in the White House or as president. Doesn't matter anymore. Wall Street calls the shots. The banks run the show, and the Fed is at the top of that pyramid, above the pyramid, and they're going to get higher and higher and higher as they continue to issue more debt to not just the United States but the world, because they are the lender to the world. And can you believe that they're actually buying blue chip stock debt? That to me, like I said just a little while ago, is a crime in progress. I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.